Y&R Spoilers reveal the Billy Abbott story is in full swing. With a series of unforeseen events, Billy tries to reach Phyllis Summers, who has gone silent and seemingly unreachable. In the meantime, Billy leaves an urgent voicemail, urging Phyllis to call back. He knows that she is the one who can help him deal with the stress he is facing, and more than anything, he needs her support during this difficult time. In a worried tone, Billy not only asks Phyllis to call him, but also asks her to call her loved ones to make sure everyone is safe. He understands that Phyllis may be caught up in her personal issues, but important work still takes priority. However, waiting seems to be fruitless. Phyllis has not called back yet. Billy was more worried than ever when he learned that he was not alone in this predicament. His close friends and family were also starting to worry about Phyllis's disappearance. However, in his confusion and frustration, Billy could not stop thinking about how to solve the problem, because he did not have many options at the moment. Shortly after, Billy's brother, Jack Abbott, showed up at his house. Both of them realized that Abbott Communications was facing a serious situation. Confidential information of the company was leaked. This was a problem that could not be taken lightly, and Billy could not help but discuss with Jack the next steps they needed to take. Billy felt that this could not be allowed to continue to affect the reputation of his family and the company. However, in his conversation with Jack, Billy also expressed his dissatisfaction and tension about the strong reaction of Victor Newman and Adam Newman in this situation. "Jack, I just wanted to surprise Victor and Adam," Billy sighed, his eyes filled with fatigue but also determination. "I think if we can do this, it will be a big blow to them." But immediately, Jack looked at Billy worriedly. Although he understood Billy's disappointment and anger towards Victor, Jack was afraid that this revenge move might not bring the desired results. "Billy, I'm worried that you're being too hasty. If you do this, the consequences might not be as you wish." Billy shook his head slightly, trying to explain, "It was just a slip of the tongue, Jack. But we need to act before Newman Media attacks. I know they won't let this go." The discussion between the two Abbott brothers was quite tense. Jack was not only worried that Billy might be too enthusiastic in dealing with Victor and Adam, but also about the wrong decisions Billy might make at this time. However, with his determined personality, Billy did not give up easily. As the story gradually reached a dead end, Sally Spectra, who was always ready to help Billy when needed, appeared to handle the work that Phyllis had left behind. Phyllis was absent, but Billy still needed to complete his important work. Sally, with her professionalism and sensitivity, quickly recognized the draft of the press release that Billy had prepared. She appreciated his preparation, but also suggested some minor edits to make the release more perfect. "Billy, I think this draft is ready to send," Sally praised. "There are a few details that need to be finalized, but we can send this release right now. As long as we don't make any mistakes." Billy felt a little reassured. Even in a difficult situation, he could still find support from companions like Sally. However, Billy's worries about Phyllis and their increasingly strained relationship show no signs of abating. Although Sally compliments Billy on his work, he can't rest easy until Phyllis gets back in touch. His mind is filled with anxiety, not only about his work but also about his eroding relationships, especially with Phyllis, whom he once trusted but now can't reach. Amidst everything going on, Billy can't help but think about the one thing that could bring him some peace right now: the return of Phyllis, who could help him navigate things and overcome the challenges he's facing. Billy and Sally's story is just one part of the larger picture for Abbott Communications, as the company faces challenges from relentless competitors like Newman Media. Meanwhile, Billy continues to face difficult and complicated relationships with his family members, as well as Phyllis, who is absent and unsettling. Billy's inner conflicts will only increase as dark secrets are gradually revealed, and his decisions will have a profound impact on the lives of everyone involved. The story at Billy Abbott's house becomes tense as he is faced with a series of events that make his mind restless. The complicated relationships between Billy, Phyllis, and Sally make the situation even more confusing. Billy, worried about Phyllis's absence, leaves her an urgent voice message, urging her to call back. However, Billy is not only worried about Phyllis's lack of contact, but also begins to have doubts about Sally, who has stood by him through many difficult situations. These doubts are rooted in another problem, when Billy feels that the tension between him and Phyllis has caused Sally to do unpredictable things. Billy can't help but wonder if Sally is really doing bad things behind his back. In his mind, theories about jealousy, about feelings between him and Phyllis, are starting to form. He fears that Sally, who has helped him so much in the past, may feel threatened and act in ways he cannot foresee. Billy's relationship with Phyllis is already complicated, and the presence of Sally, a woman with a strong and assertive personality, only adds to the tension. He begins to think about hiring a private investigator to monitor Sally's every move, which proves how anxious and distrustful he is of those around him. Will Billy be able to clear up his suspicions, or will the truth hurt him again? As things get more complicated, Billy can't help but worry about not being able to contact Phyllis. He leaves a voicemail, begging her to call him back as soon as possible. "Phyllis, I need you right now. Things are getting really tough. I know you have your own worries, but we need to talk. Call me when you get this message." Billy's voice in the message showed worry and anxiety. However, despite his best efforts, Phyllis still did not respond. This made Billy feel stuck and unable to continue his work without her help. Phyllis was not only a friend that Billy trusted, but also an important part of his upcoming decisions. Billy understood that Phyllis's silence not only made him more worried but also affected everyone around him. Her loved ones were also worried about her disappearance. Phyllis had always been someone Billy could rely on in difficult situations, and her absence at this time made it impossible for him to continue his work alone. Billy sent a message not only to Phyllis but also to those close to her, encouraging them to contact and ensure her safety before he could deal with the remaining urgent matters. Soon after, Billy's brother Jack Abbott visited and began discussing with Billy the leaked information from Abbott Communications. This was a serious matter, and Billy knew that without timely intervention, the company would face major trouble. Billy was not only worried about how to handle the leaked information, but also about how Newman Media might react. As he wished he could surprise Victor and Adam, Jack began to worry about Billy's vengeful nature. "Billy, you can't just think about revenge like that. If you act carelessly, you might hurt yourself and our family," Jack warned him. Billy listened but did not fully agree. "I just want them to understand that we are not people who can be pushed around. Both Victor and Adam think they can manipulate any situation, but I will surprise them." However, Jack could not help but worry about Billy's character. He senses that Billy may be getting caught up in a spiral of revenge without realizing the consequences. To ease the tension, Billy argues that what he wants to do is just a slip of the tongue, a small admission, but in reality, this could push them into an inevitable confrontation. Billy knows that they need to get a press release out immediately to prevent Newman Media from attacking. But while Phyllis remains silent, Sally is the one who steps in to help Billy get the job done. Despite Billy's misgivings, Sally shows professionalism and willingness to help. She compliments Billy's first draft of the press release and suggests that it's ready to be sent out. This puts Billy at ease. Although he still has doubts about Sally, he can't deny the valuable help she has provided in this endeavor. "Billy, I think we're ready. It's time to get this press release out. As for the other things, we'll deal with them later," Sally said, but her eyes couldn't help but reveal a bit of tension. Billy smiled awkwardly, feeling a little relieved, but his worries still didn't leave him. The doubts about Sally and Phyllis still haunted him, and Billy knew that in this job, things could change at any moment. But one big question remains: will Billy ever find out the truth about Sally and Phyllis? Or will his suspicions continue to disrupt his life, deepening the rifts in his relationships? Time will tell, but Billy will not let these secrets go without finding out the truth.